Good morning. Day number 16, 7 o'clock, very late. It was a cold night, but that's alright. I slept well and I am in Lofoten, Melbu. I had just said goodbye to Nordkapp, and today I have to say goodbye to Gunnar. Gunnar kindly offered me a guest room, but with great regret I had to decline Norwegian hospitality. I'm truly sorry, but the plan for this trip was to sleep in a tent every single night. It was a real pleasure to visit you. I wish you good luck with the OM606 swap, and I hope that next time we meet, your G-Wagon will be fully operational. After yesterday's dinner at Gunnar's, I still felt full, so I drove about 45 kilometers ahead to the island of Langoja, where I found a perfect spot to have a breakfast. I found this spot on Langoja Island. Very beautiful. I'm surrounded with water, mountains and islands. Perfect place for a morning breakfast and coffee. And I really regret that I have only 2 days for Lofoten, like today and tomorrow. And day after tomorrow I have to leave and really go towards Warsaw, Poland. After breakfast and coffee, I went on an 80-kilometer trip through the Lofoten Islands to the town of Vinje, and it was something unforgettable. After visiting Vinje, I headed towards the main Lofoten archipelago in search of a place to stay overnight. After driving 180 kilometers, I found a spot called Laukvikøyene. Those 180 kilometers through Lofoten were absolutely extraordinary. It felt like being inside a computer game render. Alright, I have just found a spot. This is something unreal. This is something I have never seen before in my life. There are two spots behind this rock, but they are taken. It's basically flat, surrounded by the mountains and water. It is very wet, pretty cold. It is 11 p.m. So I'm very happy I have finally found a spot. But this is something, wow. And the sun just goes below the horizon. But wow. This is wow. Good morning, 9 o'clock and I am in Lofoten, around 160 kilometers to O, and yesterday I've seen so much that today I am going to take it really easy. Do you remember a song, A Winter's Tale by Freddie Mercury? He sings, it's quiet and peaceful, and this place is much more quiet and peaceful, and when I do like this, it feels already too much.
Oh yes, hot water.
Oh yes, hot water shower.
It took me ages to get out from this spot. Coffee, breakfast, pack the car, data backup, shaving, shower.
The morning activities took me a lot of time, but sometimes that kind of organizational time is necessary. From Laukvikøyene I drove about 30 kilometers to the nearby town of Svolvær. After refueling and doing some grocery shopping, I set off on a winding road through the Lofoten archipelago towards the town of O. This might be the most scenic route I have ever driven. Lofoten is on a completely different level. I've made a small stop for lunch. Sun came behind the clouds, fortunately, so now I can maybe drive to O without any stop. So this is good news. Come here like when it's raining or when it's cloudy, because it's not possible to go to O without a stop every 10 kilometers.
Made it through Leknes, 62 kilometers left, and sun came up again. Oh yes.
Good morning, 4:04, very early. I am in Lofoten, and in about 3 hours I have a ferry. Will I make it? I don't know. First 5 kilometers from O to Moskenes, then 3 hours ferry to town of Bodø. I'm in. So I paid €50, around €50, and there is a guy that goes along the queue, and I paid with a card. From Norway to Norway in 3 hours. From Bodø to E6 road, then drive to Arctic Center and continue next 250 kilometers south to overnight spot. It is cold, and I made it to Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle Center. I will stop because I've been away from home for a pretty long time and I need some gifts. So this is the end of Arctic adventures. I have just left Arctic Circle. It is 4 p.m. and I covered 255 kilometers, and it is raining ever since I left ferry in Bodø. pulled over to the side and slept hour and a half. I was so tired, I needed to sleep. Now I have everything upside down. I didn't sleep in the night, now I slept in the evening. But I have to move on, I cannot stay here because it's forbidden to stay here overnight. I also ate something. So I have around 1,400 kilometers to Trelleborg. And it is already almost 7 p.m. So I need to move on and find some spot to sleep. Good morning, 6 o'clock, day number 19. It was rather cold night. I am at that beautiful spot. I need to make breakfast, coffee, and then I need to move on. At the beginning of cold day, a hot meal brings back hope. And what a great spot is this. At a beach next to lake. Wish I could stay here longer. Breakfast and a coffee at this spot is going to be something I will remember. 5 more minutes of relax and I need to go. Long day from overnight spot 880 kilometers entirely by E6 through Trondheim and Oslo to finally reach first ever camping of this trip.
Today I should make it through the Oslo, and this is more than 800 kilometers. But I had very good rest tonight, so I should make it. In Finland it was easy, it was 100 or 80, and here in Norway it is like 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, recommended 30, so you have to pay attention all the time. And it is raining again. Going to be full featured lunch. So for a comeback, this E6 road is not the greatest. Hundreds of speed limits, mostly 70. Single line. And basically for me it's like only the transit road home. This break already took more than half an hour. So just a coffee from morning and I need to go. So I made it through the Oslo, no wandering around, just straight E6 to Goteborg. Now I'm just like maybe 10 kilometers away from Oslo. So today I covered 830 kilometers in let's say 13 hours. Gives 64 kilometers of average speed. So this should give you an idea about traveling in Norway according to speed limits. Now I have no idea what to do. I have two options. I can search for the place here or go a couple of more kilometers, 80, and pass the border and search for the place. And I really don't know what to do. What would you do? For tomorrow, if I stay somewhere here, I would have around 550 kilometers, which would be much less than today. And then a night and a ferry day after tomorrow. So this second option is much more reasonable, to stay here and make the border tomorrow, and then make it through Goteborg and then to Trelleborg, Sweden. So I will buy a ticket now for a ferry for a day after tomorrow for me and for the G-Wagon, and then I will consider one. Good morning, 7:20, which is very late. I'm still in Norway, but almost at the border with Sweden, so I didn't make it yesterday. So now I will just eat breakfast, coffee, and I move to Trelleborg. Yesterday it wasn't easy. I went through two places and there was a warning about thieves to watch your belongings, so I just went away from these places. And it was almost 11 o'clock p.m, so I just found this camping, came here. I'm not the biggest fan of, but I didn't have any choice. So now coffee. Breakfast is ready, already. So half an hour and I should move towards Trelleborg. Actually, it's been such a great adventure, and tonight it is going to be the last night in Sweden, in Trelleborg. And tomorrow evening, late evening, I should be home. And the Arctic adventure is end. So many places. And I spent all nights in tent. So now when I come back home I will have to get used to bed again. Alright, so being on a camp is great. You can have a family time, walk your dog, but I really need to go. Bye bye camping. Alright, speed limit 60, I'm doing 50 GPS speed. All systems up and running, which is great. And my map snake is going to close the loop soon, which means that Arctic trip is going to be an end.
From the campsite I set off 530 kilometers south, traveling along a wide dual-line road through Goteborg to Trelleborg. At the Swedish border there are only cameras and the weather is fantastic, sunny and warm. The expressway makes reaching the destination quick and trouble-free.
Oh yes, I am in Trelleborg and I can already smell the sea. So this was much faster drive.
Trelleborg is a city with one of the largest ferry ports in all of Scandinavia. The modern history of the port dates back to 1902. Annually it serves over 2 million passengers and more than 500,000 trucks. Reaching Trelleborg marks an important moment in my journey because this is where the European route E6 begins, measuring 3,140 kilometers. It runs through Goteborg, Oslo, Trondheim, Narvik, Alta and ends at the Arctic Circle near the Russian border in the town of Moskenes. My G-Wagon traveled the entire route from Moskenes to Trelleborg. Okay, with small detours for Lofoten and a short section near the Finnish border. Anyway, for me today is a major achievement after 4 years spent in the garage on rebuild. It's still early, so I head to a large supermarket to do some grocery shopping. Trelleborg is a highly urbanized area, so I skip searching for secluded spots and find another campsite very close to the ferry port. Good morning. 5:23 early. This is day number 21. I am in Trelleborg and this is last day of my trip to Nordkapp. Alright, I think I finally made it, but basically this Terminal G is on the other end of this port and I had to drive like 3-4 kilometers. ...650 kilometers to go to home. Three more hours and I am home. 21 days ago I've been asking these questions. Will the G-Wagon make it? Will I make it? And now I know the answers. So I did it and G-Wagon did it as well. It was a great trip, great adventure, and I am so honestly happy that I could visit all these great places in Norway and Finland. It was a great trip.